Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back on another video from Clyde. So, I was waiting till JJK is like really close to the end to check this video out, and a video from 6 called The Cycle of Sukuna is over. I might put them both up on the same day. At the time of me recording this, there's still 2 more chapters left of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I am up to, said chapter, so I haven't read the second to last, obviously it's not out, so you know what I mean. And I thought we'd check this out and that out before we get to how the show actually ends. And this is was bringing back Nobara a mistake, and I personally don't think it was. I quite liked it. One reason I liked it is because I was justified in a comment I made in a video ages ago, and got a lot of backlash for it. I said that, we didn't actually see her die on paper, and people were just like, oh, you're so stupid, can't believe you be spoon-fed, blah, blah, blah. And lo and behold, she was alright. But I liked that it's like, it reminded me of Naruto, where Sakura jumps in the last fight, and Team 7 are back together to actually, full circle finish off the big bad. I like it that it was Megami, terrible with names, main character and Nobara all teaming up. Megami's from the inside. I want to say Yusuke, I can't remember his name. Main character outside, and then Nobara is also helping out with the nail on the finger. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what Clyde has to say on it.
Normally, I wouldn't make such an off-the-cuff, unscripted video like this, but that chapter was genuinely what the fuck?
It was kind of like a surprise, wasn't it?
Jujutsu Kaisen manga chapter 267 was blessed with an awesome
Wasn't kind of a surprise. It was a surprise.
front cover of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, with Yuji fighting Sukuna on the front, along with a colored page which shows off the main squad of Yuji, Nobara, Gojo, and Megami. Along with this, it's confirmed that Yuta will be on the front cover of volume 28. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen is in a very particular spot right now. It's confirmed that this manga will officially conclude, quotation marks, on September 30th, with only 4 chapters remaining.
So, there'll be a chapter this weekend, and then next weekend. Oh, okay.
In today's video, I want to discuss not only what I believe is probably one of the craziest chapters in the whole manga, but a couple of things here and there that I would like to see wrapped up with this super short time frame left of only 4 chapters. It's been well documented that Gege Akutami, although he always had a bit of an idea of how this series would conclude, he wasn't intending to make it so long and has had other aspirations which Jujutsu Kaisen's success got in the way of pursuing.
Damn. It's always the way though, isn't it? I don't know if he was made to carry on, but a lot of manga authors do get told, look, you can't end it yet, we need this to keep going. But yeah, it must be sad to want to end something as well. But if he's got other ideas and other things he wants to do, then I kind of get
Though
that.
there are 54-page long dissertations still being made on how Gojo will return, it's not looking so good for this milked to death theory, and I'm pretty sure that it's 100% set in stone that he is gone permanently. So this chapter opens up with a back and forth discussion between Yuji, Yuta, Gojo, and a few others where they're talking about the process of how Yuta can copy Sukuna's techniques. At first, they discuss the...
It's Yuta, the main character. Did I say... I don't know. I wanted to say Yuta, but I thought I was wrong. But yeah, it's always interesting how they do these flashback moments as to, beforehand and how they were training and
consuming Sukuna's last finger. But instead, they go with the idea of using Yuji, because technically the techniques of Sukuna are actually in his DNA and are manifesting slowly. So even if you can't wield them at that point in the flashback,
the one with
the reality is that if Yuta is to eat
techniques.
part of him or consume part of him somehow, he can then copy those techniques as sort of a proxy way to do it. Along with this, we get an explanation on what was going on with Yuji's fingers and how he was communicating with Megami. Then, the madman himself, Gege Akutami, brings back Nobara, just out of nowhere. She's back, she's got an eye patch, just like all the memes of people saying she would turn up and give Sukuna the hands. She didn't turn up, in the battlefield, but
she's technically there. She attacks him.
She pulls up and uses her technique on the remaining Sukuna finger, which they've got wrapped up, and it works. Now, I had a lot of worries on how the end of Jujutsu Kaisen would actually conclude, because this series was kind of in a spot where Sukuna could get messed over by the merger, which, hey, it still could happen. There's still more chapters to
That's
go,
an
but it
interesting
looks
one.
like it's not going to go that way. I was worried about what happens with Megami. Does Sukuna get messed over like the two major villains of two other series that we love? Is Yuji actually going to be the one that finishes him off correctly? Which I believe should always have been the aim of the series, and it looks like that's going to be the case because he is smacking him down with a Stone Cold Steve Austin combo, along with the People's Elbow from The Rock. He's actually just beating the out of Sukuna with his bare hands, and that's exactly what I wanted to see, because Sukuna had always been such a ruthless, just doesn't give a about anybody except for himself. And that has always been his character. He does represent those qualities because the
have usually looking down on him. That's what pisses him off the most. I love that.
Selfish aspect of him is essentially
it's like, you pity me.
What made him so powerful and what got him into the spot that he was in. He's a one-man army. The amount of people that have been killed, hurt, all the damage he's done to everybody, all the psychological trauma, which is probably going to be permanent on Yuji and especially Megami. I mean, the opening page of the series has him saying crazy stuff like this. But hey, at the end of the day, one thing that I really respect about what Gege Akutami has done with Nobara by bringing her back is that he's given her the opportunity as a female lead to help out in a really big way where it doesn't feel like some arse pull. It doesn't feel like it...
Yeah, it's true. It fits in. Like, her technique, we've seen it. Like, I think if she didn't have her fight with the clone of Mahito, this would just be like, what? But because even though she was fighting Mahito's clone, every time she attacked him, it attacked the main body, didn't it? So this is like it just makes absolute sense.
You know, is just out of the ordinary, or she's acting different, or she just, goes in like Sakura and then just gets on by Madara. Like, this is actually the perfect way to not only utilize the character, but...
I mean, it is. I think this is a better way than how they threw Sakura in, like, but yeah.
But in shock value, bring her back. It's like, wait, she is alive? So that cliffhanger that we were on, that whole time about is she alive, it turned out to pay off, and she was actually super useful because it gives Yuji the opportunity to be able to land blows, and look what he's doing in these final chapters. I mean, you guys owe so much respect to this motherfucker here, Arata Nita, because he literally saved Nobara. Like, that was one of the craziest cliffhangers in the whole series, was, is she actually alive? Because it was so vague. It was mentioned twice in the story on what...
Yeah, but then I had people go, I can't believe you had to...
Anyway. On with her. It looked like she was dead, especially based on the way the characters were speaking about the situation, but she's back, and that's... So, we are then shown two really awesome pages with Nobara, one where she cracks a joke towards Yuji, and it's just really good energy for the chapter itself. It's actually such a good way to see that things did come full circle in such a really awesome way like this. It does give me hope that stuff like Megami's domain can be shown off next chapter. I'm not sure about the Heian flashback. It doesn't look like that's ever going to happen now unless it's in source material or some kind of sequel that's set in the past. It turns out that Yuta and Gojo both essentially helped in the fight even now, even while not actually participating in the current events, which is good. The Nobara surprise did happen. Hikari is apparently still fondling Arume's balls. Like, he's been off screen just chilling with that character for like a whole year in real time. Kenjaku's plan can...
It is funny that, like, you do see them talking as well.
Still be addressed, but we do only have 4 chapters left, so it's kind of like, what's the priority here, right? Because even after all these successful blows, like, Yuji lands his abilities on Sukuna, and then he still...
I think it's just 2 chapters. Like, yeah, it must be.
Fights back. Like, this guy's durability throughout the whole series has been insane. So, consider that next chapter, we have to address a lot of stuff here. Does Sukuna even get properly finished off? Do they keep fighting him?
It's kind of vague.
Even still, does he panic and activate the merger as some kind of safe plan? Is that going to back him up? Like, do we know if that's going to happen? Is Megami going to use his domain and fight back against Sukuna if he survives? We're going to have like a 2v1 fight, which would be a good way to cap off the series because it would be a full circle sort of storytelling. Is Kenjaku's narrative going to be correctly addressed? Like, is there going to be more to do with him? Is he completely dead? Is the merger going to carry on his will? Like,
I think I saw a leaked picture of the new chapter coming out, and Kenjaku, well, Geto's Well, it is Kenjaku, isn't it? His face seems to be covered up by a speech bubble, so I'm not sure if it is definitely him, but he is potentially
There are so
here.
many crazy things which can happen in 4 chapters, and considering that right now this chapter was used to pretty much quote-unquote finish off Sukuna, at first I was really worried about Jujutsu Kaisen being, limited to 5 more chapters, because I seen what happened with the end of Bleach and Naruto back in their primes, and their endings are, for some people, good, but I think they could have been far better
more.
and deserved to have
Yeah.
way more storytelling. Like, stretching out the Madara stuff would have been healthy for the series. Stretching out the Yuha defeat along
As
with
mad as
his
it sounds,
main sort of
yeah, stretching both of these guys out, it would have been better.
teammates which got over. I think we all sort of agree that those series could have definitely ended in a far more fleshed out way. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, it can end correctly, and I think that Gege is doing the right thing here by bringing back Nobara and actually including her in the fight in a useful manner, because she doesn't stand a chance in an actual fight against Sukuna if
No.
she was on the battlefield.
Not
She would
at all.
actually probably cause Yuji more problems if she was there,
Just
but the
being
fact that
there,
her
yeah.
ability was used, you have a full narrative which is being connected, you have a correct revival of the character, her abilities are utilized correctly. She's actually now a complete mainstay.
Just throwing out spoilers for the last chapter as well. Give you a second. I love the letters that Gojo left for them all as well. Remember how Megumi's was just like, hey, so, yeah, I killed your dad. It's just like, okay.
Character. Like, she's actually proven herself to be one of the big boys, which is really cool, even if it's, again, not like a direct fight, like where she's on the battlefield. I'm actually pretty happy with it. I've always liked her character.
Yeah,
I've always thought
cool.
she was pretty cool. I like her attitude in fights too. She's just absolutely no bullshit at all whatsoever. She's a very cool character, and I'm just glad to see this happen. This is really awesome to see. We do need to see stuff like Megami finally finding out that Toji is his dad, and
I don't know, because it doesn't reference it though, does it? The letter doesn't say it, just says that he does. I don't think he needs to know. He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know. He's not. No, it's just but he does know that his dad is dead. So I thought that was cool.
seeing if he's mentally okay, because in the past, with the initial ideas for JJK, Gege had ideas to make him a villain, so does this mentally affect him in a bad way, or does he help out Yuji in the fight in a 2v1 like I said before? Because it seemed like he was helping Yuji, so we don't really need to speculate too much about that. We need to wrap up the US Army plotline and the effect that that had.
Oh yeah.
Why Sukuna is the fallen one? Is he related to Angel's clan? Did he fall from grace? Like, that's a pretty commonly told story trope when it comes to villains or jaded characters. But it would still be cool to see more of that, just because people have been dying for some backstory to do with Sukuna for quite a long time, whether it's showing off his original fights in his prime, or just showing off like his interactions with characters.
Well, the rumor is that JJK isn't actually ending. It's going to get a sequel series based in the past, hence it being a prequel. I said prequel, didn't I? Yeah.
His younger life. Like, I find that interesting, and I'd love to see that too. We need to see the next steps for humanity, optimizing cursed energy versus breaking away from it. Yuki versus Kenjaku philosophy wrapped up all the way, along with the will of Kenjaku being addressed further, but which, again, we don't 100% know where that's going to go. There are so many things that need to be addressed, and I hope that they do, because that is one of the main things that most of these authors falter at when it comes to wrapping up their series. They either rush the ending, or they don't address all of the narratives and plot lines which we have been, wanting to see for a very long
everything
time.
needs to be addressed.
I don't know. This chapter, again, absolutely crazy. Let me know in the comments below what stuff you guys want to see. I just really, really hope that next chapter we genuinely get to see Sukuna get beat to death, because he needs to die in a brutal manner. If you're a fan of...
Yeah, because everyone's like, I can't believe he turned into that little meh thing. But then it's still questionable as to what actually happens.
Make sure to like the video. Subscribe to me if you're new, because I will make Jujutsu Kaisen content in the future. I actually plan to make very in-depth power scale videos as the anime returns, in the same way that I do the Bleach power scale videos. So
Sweet.
Please subscribe to me if you're new. Also, make sure to follow my Twitch, which is linked below. It's just CLYDE. It's very simple to find. It's linked below. Go follow me there. I'm going to live stream for the next 4 chapters on my Twitch, so I'd appreciate that very much. And in general, show me some support over there. I use Twitch almost as much as YouTube, so yeah, just boys, let me know what you think below, because I'm glad at least one of my ideas for the end is coming to fruition. It's good to see that Yuji has genuinely beaten the main character allegations.
Yeah, cool video, very cool. Yeah, Nobara coming back, good idea. Cool. Sick. So hopefully I'll have the sixth video up as well today. Just want to have these little discussion things that I wanted to touch on, like, but closer to the chapter's ending coming out. So there's pointers to point out maybe questions can be answered within those videos as whilst checking them out. But then, what questions still remain. So yeah, I mean, Sukuna gets beat, and then, but it's still like the rumors are like when the merger comes in, does it still do stuff, or and then the prequel series is meant to be announced and stuff like that. So yeah, Ghetto's the guy that took over Ghetto could be back in the new chapter, but hey, we'll find out as we get to it. Thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video, I want to be able to watch Patreon-only reactions, such as the original Dragon Ball series. Links in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to help support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't. Leave comments below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. I'll see you guys next time.